What is the best way to add a beautiful shine to your watercolor painting? Well, one option is to use a golden leaf, but it requires some experience and techniques beyond just painting. Additionally, high-quality golden leaves can be quite expensive, sometimes costing as much as gold itself, and may not always be affordable. So what other alternatives do we have? The answer is simple: to use sparkling watercolors. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I have a pretty good collection of Lisilinkas Sparkling Watercolors, and today I'm excited to show it to you. Afterwards, we can create a simple painting to see how those colors come to life on paper. My collection consists of metallic prism set of 7, orchid single color, Make-A-Wish set of 3, holo set of 3, Indian summer set of 7, autumn glow set of 7, Merry and Bright set of 3, Galaxy set of 3, hazel single color, and summer loving set of 7. While I'm painting samples of all colors that I have, let me tell you how such sparkling watercolors could be made. The process is much simpler than you may think. Since we're talking about handmade watercolors and not manufacturing process, handmade sparkling watercolors involve a more artisanal process, often allowing for creativity and experimentation. Here's the general guide on how we can create handmade sparkling watercolors. First of all, we need materials. Those are pigment, binder, and optionally additives. In our case, pigment is a mica powder. It can be natural or synthetic. Natural mica is a colored powder that is derived from a natural mineral called muscovite. Muscovite is a type of silicate mineral similar to quartz. When it is found in its natural state, mica appears as a large pearlescent sheets or flakes that possess a stunning shimmering and iridescent quality. To create mica powder, the mica flakes are finely ground, resulting in an off-white or khaki-colored powder. Subsequently, natural oxides are applied to the mica using heat, resulting in a vibrant and colorful transformation. Synthetic mica powder is quite different. It's made in a laboratory using a mineral called fluorographite, which shares similar chemical properties with muscovite. Synthetic mica isn't mined, so it has a smoother texture and higher level of color purity compared to natural mica. Therefore, it's a popular choice in cosmetics such as eyeshadow and lipstick. Commonly used binder to watercolor is a gum arabic because it dissolves easily in water. This natural gum is usually collected from various species of the North African acacia tree. Gum arabic is a pale white to orange-brown solid which breaks with the glassy fracture. It also can be used once added to water to make watercolors dry longer. Optional additives such as honey or glycerin can be included to enhance the paint's texture or improve its flow. Once all ingredients are prepared, we need to combine the ground pigment with the watercolor binder. The proportions can be adjusted based on personal preference for color intensity and shimmer effect. As a reference point can be used proportion 1 ml of binder to 1 gram of mica powder. And then proportions could be adjusted. It's better to combine ingredients on a flat glass slab. Mixing pigments should be split into 2 steps. Firstly, the pigment and the binder should be mixed with the palette knife. This way you will get draft mix. You can't leave it as is because this mix could still have granules which were not broken down, and on the resulting painting it could be visible. To make our watercolor smooth and nice, we need to mix everything again, but on the second step with the glass muller. Longer mixing, better result we have at the end. Then we need to test our mix to be sure our watercolor looks good on paper. It's not recommended to use a wet brush with non-dried watercolor. So for a test, we can separate a small part of the rest of our mix and check it on paper. If we're happy with the result we see, then we're done. If we're not happy based on the test, we can make any necessary adjustment to the pigment to binder ratio or the overall composition to achieve the desired color and sparkle. This process continues until we're happy with the result. On the next step, we can fulfill half pans with our magic mix and let it dry on air. Once dried, watercolor can shrink in the half pan, so there is a good chance we need to fulfill it again. And this process lasts until the half pan is full. Creating handmade sparkling watercolors allows for personalized touch, and artists can tailor the process to achieve specific effects. It's important to note that the proportions and techniques may vary among artists, resulting in a diverse range of handmade watercolors. But the process mentioned above is again a general guide for everyone. While experimenting with sparkling watercolors, I got some learnings which I want to share with you. First of all, there are sparkling watercolors which under a bright light look shiny and light, under the daylight will look harsh and dark. So if you're combining them with regular watercolors, make sure that regular watercolors are saturated enough to look good under any light. Very light saturation of regular watercolors in combination with sparkling watercolors will look good only under a lamp. Secondary, filling the whole area which we want to be sparkling with the full pigmented sparkling watercolor makes this area look flat. Using a gradient technique, when on shadowed areas we use a full saturated pigment, and in the lightest part we blend the watercolor with the clear water, and making smooth transition between the light and shadow can fix the situation. And now let's draw some simple piece with Lisilinkas Sparkling Watercolors. I want to see how it will look on the black paper. I chose two pigments for today's work: Morning Dew from Indian Summer and Hollow Dazzling Stars from the Hollow set of 3 to draw lovely Gingko branch. I'm using the Hollow Dazzling Stars to draw a stem and the borders of each leaf. I have not very thin brush and I do my best to keep my lines as thin as possible. Also, I wanted to add a companion to my branch, so I drew a butterfly who tries to land on the leaves. For the butterfly, the idea is the same. Outlines I'm drawing with the Hollow Dazzling Stars. Now let's fulfill our leaves with the thin lines to imitate veins. For this I'm using Morning Dew color. I'm moving from one leaf to another, suffering with my big brush. Once all leaves have veins, I fill the butterfly's wings with the same Morning Dew color and the gradient technique. And there we go! A nice and very simple Gingko branch with a small intruder is ready. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section down below, and see you in the next videos. Bye!
Jamendo.com. Jamendo.com.